Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're taking a look at this Moraniv Garberg carbon. This is a really nice heavy duty Mora. So I know a lot of people love the Mora companions in the past, and I have those too. Freaking love them. This thing just takes it to a whole new level with this full tang design, and that's something Mora hadn't really had in the past. So this is their most robust knife that they have, and we're going to check it out today on the channel. Guys, if you like these videos, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel as well, and let's dive into this review. All right, so this is going to be a first impressions video of the Moraniv Garberg. We haven't really field tested this much. I've done a little bit of stuff with it, but not too much. We're going to be doing long-term reviews on all of the things we're reviewing on the channel, and this Moraniv Garberg is no exception to that. So what do you get with the Moraniv Garberg? Well, super high quality handle. It's like a polymer reinforced handle, but it's kind of weird. It has kind of a rubberized texture to it. Not really, it's really subtle, but it's not super hard. It's like a weird mix, but really nice handle for the sheath. You can put the knife in either way in the sheath, you know, so if you're right or left-handed, it's gonna work. And this is the basic model that comes with just the plastic sheath, but overall this sheath is really nice too. We're gonna check it out here in a minute. But it does, you can get the model that has the leather sheath, which is a really nice sheath, by the way. But I was planning on making a nice Kydex sheath for this thing anyway, so I didn't go with that option. And there's also like a survival sheath that comes with a ferro rod and things like that. But, you know, for the extra amount of money, I couldn't pass up just paying 60 bucks for this one versus, you know, 75 or 80 bucks for the other sheaths. It just didn't make sense to me when the basis of it is the knife here. So like I said, it is a full tang design. You can see the tang sticking out the back there. Runs the full length of the knife, which is really nice. And this does come with a high carbon steel blade. You know, Mora doesn't specify what type of carbon steel, but from some of the reviews I watched, you know, people were saying it's very closely related to 1095 high carbon steel. And, you know, I would probably agree with that. It does come with a DLC coating. That's the black coating you see on this. And it says, you know, it's going to protect the blade a little bit from corrosion and rust and things like that. So it does have a 90-degree spine, and we're going to be testing this on a ferro rod later. And I've already done it quite a few times, guys. This thing does shower those sparks. So it does work. And then back here, it is a 90-degree spine as well. So you can strike ferro rods with that too. You know, a lot of people like to put this in the crook of their leg and strike a ferro rod. If you were injured or something like that, you can really do this one-handed and you don't have to use your blade. The blade thickness is 3.2 millimeters. So for a Mora, this is a pretty thick blade. This is one of the thickest Mora blades, maybe the thickest Mora blade I've ever seen. The length of the blade is 4.3 inches, so pretty nice little cutting surface for a bushcraft knife. This is just perfect. It is within that perfect range that I like. Total length is 9 inches. So a good little balance of handle length and blade length, especially for those finer camp tasks. Overall weight is 9.6 ounces. So, you know, a nice little light knife, but for a Mora, this thing is very robust. You know, it's super heavy duty. So let's take a closer look at this thing. You do get a lanyard hole. Okay, nice little pattern here. It's very subtle. It's not rough at all. I like this little groove that it has up here. You know, it's kind of got to keep your hands from slipping up, but you know, for bushcraft, you know, you want to be able to maneuver your hand around on this knife in all kinds of different ways, you know, to get little different grips and things. But look at that 90-degree spine. It does come down to kind of like a clip point in a way. It's like a mix between a drop point and a clip point. Very nice Scandi grind. Very sharp right out of the box. And that is one thing about Moras, they just come razor sharp out of the box. And I really like how that black DLC coating is on there. You know, when they call it a Mora Carbon Black, you know, it kind of gives it that name. I really like that. But yeah, the Scandi grind on these Moras is the huge selling point for me. I love a Scandinavian grind. And man, these things are just razor sharp. Okay, let's look at the sheath that this thing comes with. It's a very nice plastic sheath, and it has this little wrap around with the belt loop that you can take off. You can take this thing off. It's not the easiest to take off, but it does kind of click in place. So you can take that off, you know, swivel it around if you're a lefty or right hand, you can move it back. It's kind of like a, I guess this is real leather, kind of looks like a fake leather, but pretty nice little belt loop, you know, it's securely attached. And it has a drain hole at the bottom, and it clicks in. You know, it's not gonna fall out. You know, if you're doing camp tasks and things like that and you're bent over, it's not gonna fall out. You can hear it click in. See, securely fits in. And this is just their standard Mora, kind of like the ones that come with the companions. You know, it gets the job done. A lot of people want to upgrade to a leather sheath or make their own kydex sheath. And that's probably what I'm going to do with this thing. So check out future videos. We're going to be making a sheath for this. But overall, the sheath's pretty nice. That's enough about the knife. We're going to go ahead and dive in to do some testing with this thing and show you what my initial impressions are of this knife. And I know it's not going to disappoint. This thing is amazing. You know, I've already done a couple feather sticks and things like that with it, and it's just awesome. We're going to do some batoning with it. You know, a lot of people didn't like to baton with their Mora companions and things because it was a rat tang. But with this full tang design, this thing is going to get the job done. I have no doubt about that. And we're going to be doing some other types of bushcraft tasks and camp tasks with this thing too. All right, guys, let's dive into these tests. All right, we got the Garberg out. We're going to be doing some camp tasks with it. All right, let's do some feather sticks. The Scandi grind just shaves like butter. There we go. Nice little notch. All right, how well does this thing strike a ferro rod? Pretty dang good. So if you were injured and you only had one hand, this is how you could do it. You know, put it in the crook of your knee right here, and then you can use the back part of the spine to strike a ferro rod. All right, and that spine works really good too. So both the back part and the 90-degree spine works really good. All right, you wanna make a spear point. The Scandi grind can make quick work of things. All right, we're gonna be making some tent stakes. So I'm just gonna shave some of this off. All right, get us a nice point on there. And we're gonna make us a little notch in it. All right, so we're trying to make a notch in this thing for our tent stake. Look at that. That's how sharp this Garberg is. Made it really, really fast. All right, let's cut some of this thick inner tube with this. Look at that. I think I chopped it faster than butter. Look at that, nice clean cuts right there. If you were in a survival situation, you were trying to process a bunch of different types of materials, this thing is sharp enough to do that. Let's try some rope. Yeah, no match for that Scandi grind. Nice. Will the Garberg cut the tire? You guys, we're doing all this before we do our feather sticks. So it's gonna be working on the sharpness of this thing big time. Look at that. All right, pretty big torture chest there. All right, let's see if this Garberg will baton. There we go. We had to get through that big knot right there, but it did it. All right, let's do some smaller stuff. We'll finish off the one that's already been started there. All right, makes quick work of it. I will say for batoning and stuff though, you really have no protection right here. So if you get your hand really close to the wood, you know, you really feel, you know, like you could, you know, get a splinter or something pretty easy. So comparing that to other knives that have a longer blade, you're able to do more batoning type stuff. But realistically, this thing is for the finer carving task and things like that is where this is gonna excel. Let's make some more feather sticks with this Garberg. Lovely Scandi grind on this thing. Makes easy work of this. And that's why I've always loved Moras. I look at Moras as a woodcrafter's knife. And I've even used my heavy duty companions in my workshop, you know, working on different wood projects and things. I've used those quite a few times. They just make a really nice woodcrafter's knife. All right, there you go. This thing makes feather sticks with ease, guys. All right, guys, thanks for watching this initial impressions review of the Mora Garberg Carbon. And you can get these in stainless steel models. That's what I would probably use if I was doing a lot of food prep and things like that, probably as a camp knife. But for a bushcraft knife, I really like this carbon model. And you can do it with the stainless model as well. But overall, this thing gets the job done. Very, very high quality, in my opinion. May be my new favorite knife I have in my arsenal. But man, that Scandinavian grind performs. The whole knife performs, and it's just super well fitted in my hand. I just like it. It becomes an extension of your body. This thing just feels really good. All right, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put those in the comment box below. I'm gonna put the knife and the product and everything in the description box so you can find it. You know, I bought this on Amazon. It's not sponsored or anything like that. Wish it was, because Moras are awesome. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in future review videos.